Wall Street might do even better if the Federal Reserve cuts interest rates. The president was pretty clear yesterday, put out this comment: Jerome too late Powell must now lower the interest rate. Is it reasonable to give them a bit more time to draw conclusions about what's happening here?
Well, I think what we could see is that, first of all, what if the BLS data had been the higher quality and we'd had those numbers, Jonathan? So if we'd seen those numbers in May, in June, I suspect we could have had rate cuts in June and July. So that tells me that there's a very good chance of a 50 basis point rate cut. And I think President Trump is very good at giving these nicknames. And I think the reason that Jay Powell gets the nickname too late is because he wants to go into a series of rate hikes. He's not willing. He's not Alan Greenspan, who was very forward thinking. They try to be more data driven, which I think is a mistake, because I think we are going back into an economy like we had in the 90s. So, it's just very old fashioned thinking. But I do think we could go into a series of rate cuts here, starting with a 50 basis point rate cut in September.
A 50 basis rate cut in September, does that signal that the economy, though, is not doing well?
That signals that there's an adjustment and the rates are too constrictive. If you look at any model, that we should probably be 150, 175 basis points lower. So I think the committee needs to step back. I think probably one of the most politicized governors just went off the board, and that she was very, very political, I believe. And I think that
What did she do that gave you that impression? I'd love to know.
Sorry?
I imagine you're referring to Governor Kugler. What did she do that gave you that impression?
I think there's a lot of inside baseball. And look, Governor Kugler, you read what she was saying when Kamala Harris was running, that we needed rate cuts, we needed this, we got to foam the runway. And then all of a sudden, it was hard to know whether, TDS, was it Trump dementia syndrome, or Trump derangement syndrome, or tariff derangement syndrome?